Hey guys, I'm reacting to 9 things Americans do that Brits don't. So, let's get started.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to the things we do as people. It turns out that there are just things that people in one country do that the people in the other country do not do.
Yeah,
And
makes
today we're
sense.
going to take a look at 9 things that Americans do that Brits don't, and take that title with a grain of salt, okay? It's very much a generalization. Of course, many of the things on this list
Yeah.
probably are practiced by some people, some pedants over in Britain. I said pedants, not peasants. But
I mean, and the US is very vast, and so things are very different from place to
for the most
place.
part, on the whole, generally speaking, how many other ways can you say that? Americans do these things more than Brits. Now, if I'd have done this list maybe 12 years
But more
ago,
people,
before I
yeah.
moved to the United States, there are some things I would have included that have since caught on in Britain. So, baby showering or queuing up for the Black Friday sales or getting a coffee to go. So since there's more of a level playing field in regard to those things, I'm just going to leave them off the list. And given that we're all presently trapped in our bunkers, even the ones that did make it onto the list probably shouldn't temporarily, including this. Smiling at strangers, which I suppose is what I'm doing to you right now, so I'm a hypocrite in a way. And you know what? I think when I first encountered this is when you're walking along, say, a footpath or you're in a parkway.
I don't think this one is really that common all over. I'd imagine maybe the Midwest. I mean, where he lives, Chicago's. I mean, it is the Midwest, but it's a city, of course. But for most of the Midwest, I'd imagine smiling is more common. But in other parts of the U.S., it's not as common to smile. More often, like cities, fast-paced cities, you don't really smile at other people. So, I mean, more urban and dense spots, it's not as common. I'd actually be a little bit freaked out if someone smiled at me. To be honest, I don't really smile at like strangers. I mean, if I know someone, I might smile at them, like a friend or something. But if I don't know someone, I'm not going to smile at them. Yeah.
And someone you've never met, maybe they've got a dog, they just look at you and smile. It sounds creepy when I put it like that, and at first it was. I thought I was going to get mugged, right? British people value their personal space, right? Don't enter that zone. And so whenever that happened, it was a little off-putting, but I got used to it when I realised that Americans are just really friendly, and this is a good thing, right? And so I not only came to embrace this, but I started doing it myself. And, people got a bit creeped out by the British teeth. I can't help that. It's just something I'm born with. And so you're going to have to accept it from now on. I must say, though, that during this sort of weird situation we find ourselves in, if anybody smiled at me while I was going out to take the trash out,
nowadays.
I'd run for the hills. We don't have hills in Chicago, so...
But I guess if you were just, out for, like you were that far apart from each other, like doing the trash, you might not be wearing masks, but...
I'd be lost. Similarly, which is a word I had to say about 10 times before I got right, Americans might greet you not only with a smile, but by saying, "How are you?" or "What's up?" And these don't mean, "Are you okay?" or anything like that. It just...
I mean, they can mean that, and they sometimes do. But oftentimes Americans say, "What's up?" "How you doing?" just as a greeting. Like, a synonym for hello or a. It's a bit similar to the French ça va, something like that. Like, ça va means how are you? And the French say it back to each other, so Americans do this a bit as well. Although a lot of the time we'll just say hey, hello. Because some people really do say how they are doing when you ask. Although oftentimes most people will say nothing, or they'll just say fine, and how about you?
just means hello, right? And it's, in a way, it's sort of similar to how we Brits say, all right, And we're not asking if you're okay. We're simply saying hello. So in many ways there are similarities
Interesting.
between the two. I don't really know why that is. Are we just trying to soften and euphemize the word hello in the same way that we would with death or going to the toilet? It's really odd when you think about it, but we both do.
I think it should just be more direct and efficient. Just say hey, hello if you really want. Or just nothing if you don't want to say anything. Yeah.
Do it. Should I
I would most often just go with hey. Oh, hello.
start my videos with, all right, I'm Lawrence, and no, I won't do that.
I mean, only if I'm getting bored of saying hey or hello, then I might say something. Like if to a friend, I might say what's up, just to be more original with my phrases.
What I will do is go on to our next entry.
Flying the flag, yeah. We definitely fly the flag a bit more in the US compared to other countries. And I think Texas is the state that flies the flag the most. The Texan flag and the US flag they fly.
Yes,
Would be cool if other states fly their flags a bit more though.
flags. I did talk about this in a video just recently that, American
Like Maryland and California. Cool flags.
families and houses and things like that are very prone to having the flag flying outside. And I found that it really doesn't matter which party you vote for or anything like that. People will still fly the flags regardless of that.
I mean, I think mostly, I guess Republicans, right-leaning people would fly the flag more.
Particularly on July the 4th, but you will see it
Oh yeah, and 4th of July, then yeah, then a lot of people fly it.
at all times of year on numerous houses. And that's not to say that we don't fly the flag in Britain, but we usually reserve that for very special occasions like football matches, which are very special occasions these days.
Yeah, they have I heard they carry the flag a lot, especially they take the flag out whenever like an important sporting event happens.
There's just sort of maybe there's more pride in the flag here, or it symbolizes so much more, and therefore it gets used. And when I say it symbolizes so much more, I mean it really does. You've got the 50 stars.
Oh yeah, the American flag. Okay.
Representing each of the 50 states.
Okay, but I do think the American flag is a bit convoluted, a bit busy. I would say too much stuff on it. Honestly, I think the flag could be better if we just had 13 stripes. So like. To be honest. And I don't think the flag design is that good either. It's not bad as far as flags go, but I think it could be better. I think if we had the crest on it. Let's see. USA crest. Yeah, I guess the seal, the Great Seal of the United States. Yeah, if we had this thing on it, I think that'd be really cool. Not this one. This one's a bit Illuminati-esque, but like this seal is pretty freaking cool. If we had this on the flag, that would be awesome. Because I do think this flag is a bit busy. Yeah. But whatever.
And then you've got the 13 stripes representing each of the original 13 colonies. And so it's symbolic in many ways. And, it's part of the lexicon even. You've got words like Old Glory, Stars and Stripes.
And some people might say, then you can't draw the flag. You can still draw the flag, come on. And it looks much cooler.
And things like that. And so it's a very pervasive part of American culture. Yes, date formats, again.
Actually, drawing 50 stars might be a bit more annoying than drawing an eagle.
I've spoken about this before on the channel, but it's very much worthy of inclusion because when I first...
And maybe the drawing skills will be better if people have to draw an eagle.
Moved to the United States, it was very hard for me to get out of my head the British way of writing the date, which is to put the day first, the month second, and then the year.
day first, month second, then the year.
So it's sort of in order of unit, right? The smallest entity, the day, the second smallest, and then the third smallest, the year.
That makes sense, but I don't. Yeah, I think we do month, day, year in the US. Maybe we should switch to day, month, year.
Year, or is it to the largest? It's so hard to word that correctly without confusing yourself. I'm not a mathematician, and that was evident in my early days of trying to get my head around the American date format. It's not hard. I mean, you obviously just switch the day and the month around, but it's that thing you've known all your life. You're having to unlearn what you'd already learned. And eventually, working in an office every day for 5 years, the American way of doing things really did sort of cement itself in my head. And I came good on that front. And I think now if I were to move back to Britain, it'd be the other problem. And I'd have a hard time adapting. And if I tell everybody...
I mean, yeah, now I am kind of used to it.
That, you know, my birthday is 11/18/1981, they'll think I invented 6 more months.
11/18, 1981. Yeah.
And, you know, will kick me out of the country again for
Yeah, if he did that in the UK, yeah.
forgery. That's not what that means. Falsehoods, just general falsehoods. Oh, and while I'm on the subject of birthdays, that brings me on to our next entry.
Because in the US, that would be, well, yeah, no, yeah, that would be 1981. And then I guess in the UK version, that would be 1981. Day, month, year. Whereas in the US, he said, 1981. So that's the day, that's the month, day, year.
Tailgating was such an alien concept to me when I first moved to America, and in many ways it still is, and that's mainly because I don't own a truck or go to sports events, because that's what happens. When I talk about tailgating, I'm not just talking about, you know, when you drive
Oh, I think that's like when someone drives really close behind you. Yeah, that's annoying.
Too closely behind another car. I'm talking about that kind of thing that Americans do at sports events outside of sports stadiums or anywhere else where they can park it, and they just casually light a barbecue and drink beer. And I mean, they look fun. It's just I've never been invited to one, so pity me. Come on, feel sorry for me. It's never happened. The best you're going to get outside of sports stadiums in
I don't
Britain
know
is people selling
that type of
pirated
tailgating is
DVDs. I've just realised actually those pirate DVD sellers they're probably...
Yeah, let's... Tailgating. Definition. Yeah, no, that. Okay. Never mind. I'm not sure what he's really talking about then.
Struggling right now because A, there's a pandemic on, and B, no one uses DVDs anymore. Actually, I suppose nobody is doing our next entry, including me, so I'm going to leave this to Lawrence from Christmas to explain.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And a lot of fast food areas you could refill your drink.
Anybody that's followed my channel now for a while will know that I have feelings on free refills. In fact, I did an entire video about it. And while they are all the rage here, and of course you'll find them in most fast food outlets and other places, there is one clarification I have to make here. You will find free refills as an option in places like Subway in the United Kingdom. So in some capacity, America has exported it, but it is by no means as universal in the United Kingdom.
I mean, it is better unhealthy
As it is in the United States. And as I've said before, I think the temptation of knowing that I could get a free cup of pop on top of the one that I've already had is what made me give up pop in the first place. So I do have that to thank America.
Yeah, I don't really drink soda too often.
For. Of course, if you are American and you have the willpower to stay away from the free refills, more power to you.
Yeah.
Free refills or not, Americans do like their water to be very cold, and I'm not talking about their bath water. Can you imagine having an ice bath?
I mean, that is a thing. It helps, like, I think, fat loss and such. It's good for athletes. It's good for you.
Do they? That is weird. But they put lots of ice in their water occasionally, and you'll find this happening in restaurants, but people will...
Yeah, we get ice in our drinks a lot. Although I would usually ask for it without ice. Yeah, because it's usually still cold. And also you get more of the drink without the ice. The ice can just be annoying. So yeah, that's another thing. Sizes in the US might be bigger, but a lot of that is just taken up by ice.
Do it in the comfort of their own homes too, and this was a somewhat of an alien concept to me before I moved to the US. I think maybe it's because we live in a mildish climate in Britain. We don't feel the need to do that.
It's a good point.
And the water...
Yeah, I mean, seasons are harsh in the US in many places.
In Britain tends to come out of the tap quite cold anyway, so that usually suffices. But actually, I have come to appreciate this one because during the summertime in Chicago, or previously where I lived in Indiana, it gets very, very hot. Sometimes it can get over 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, and Indiana makes sense for the smiling and such. More rural.
And if you go out for a run in that weather, and that's not me, I don't run, but if you do, you're going to perspire like crazy, right? So not only do you need just water in general, it is nice to have it with ice in it because it cools you down. Like it's ice cold, and you're catching your breath because it's going so dry from all the heat. They'll even buy bags of ice here in America. You can actually buy bags of ice from the store, and I still don't know why people do that. I know because you have ice trays and you put them in the...
I think it's nice, though. You could use it for, like, coolers and such. It's the most common.
Freezer. Am I missing something?
So that you can have ice for a party.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like a tailgating party, or just generally a party?
Any party.
Any party in the summer.
Or winter.
Who has ice in the winter? I mean, in the drink.
Floridians?
That's true. Is it?
Yeah, Floridians, Californians, Texans, southern states.
Even winter in Florida, though, when it's winter here.
Yes, but no.
Not the same.
Yeah. Vast diversity of climates in the US. Domestic travel is a lot higher compared to international travel.
This one seemed really strange for the first few months of living in America. People going out to the store in their pajamas and...
Although I do think we should travel to Canada and Mexico more. At least that'd be fun.
Sweatpants and things like that. It's as if they don't care about what they look like while, traversing Walmart, which I can understand. It's not really something you would find back in Britain. I'm not saying we dress our Sunday best to go shopping, but we at least make an effort, put on jeans and a t-shirt, You will see people going out in their gym jams, their jammies, PJs, right? And I'm not exempt from that, especially right now. I mean, I don't care I want people to avoid me, so of course I go out in my pajamas or anything. I went out in this the other day. These aren't my pajamas. That's just me looking like a Sith Lord, a dime store Sith Lord, but nonetheless a Sith Lord. And I suppose in many ways it speaks to that American tendency toward comfort. But this is not just a pandemic era.
Yeah, but when I go out, unless I'm going to like the gym or something, I usually do try to put on something a bit nicer. Yeah. I mean, I do think we could dress a bit nice in the US in general. Well, button-ups, darker colors, and such. Yeah.
Era thing. I mean, people have been
more suits
doing this for centuries, probably.
Pajamas?
Yeah.
I feel like that started in the 90s.
So there weren't people going in the 19th century going out with their sort of sleeping cap on and things like that to their local blacksmiths or whatever. That's it. Thank you for watching this episode of Lost in the Pond. Don't forget to follow me right here on YouTube so that my videos don't get lost in the pond. What are you laughing at? I know.
Wait, did you say 19th century or 90s?
Looked like a crotch chop. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, so if you liked what you saw here, follow me on Twitter at Lost in the Pond US. You'll get a lot of these sort of weird factoids about my life here in America. Oh, and also what you heard in this video, I talk to my patrons about all the time on our secret live stream. If you want to be a...
Okay, that was a fun video. Very much enjoyed it. If you enjoyed my reaction, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. The original will be down in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and comment down below with your thoughts. And what your country does differently from the UK or the US. Alright, bye-bye.